We continue our conversation with Prince Alwaleed. We are joined by his wife, Princess Ameerah Al-Taweel. She is the vice chairwoman of the board of the Alwaleed Bin Talal Foundation. She is a voice for women's rights in Saudi Arabia and the broader Middle East region. I am pleased to have both of them at the same time at this table. You were saying to me as you introduced her, but as we sat down together, she is the first princess of Saudi Arabia to do what?
Well, I think I'll let her talk. But she's the first princess in Saudi Arabia to go public and to advance the cause of women and to defend Saudi Arabia and the Arab cause.
Tell me what you're doing. And welcome to the program.
Well, thank you for having me on your show. I'm very pleased. It's an excellent show, very informative. I think that maybe I was the first to appear publicly in the media, but I was definitely not the first when it came to philanthropy and trying to reach out to other women out there. And there's many princesses that I admire in the royal family who have been very active with the public. But it's very hard to be in the media with, of course, our conservative line in the country. But I believe in what I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of amazing projects with a great team through the foundation. We're listening to a lot of people. We're bringing in a lot of people on the table with us to help us make decisions and listen to them and support them to lead. So that's the great thing that I can do through the foundation.
Tell me the things that you want to see changed in the Arab world and in Saudi Arabia.
I guess there's a lot of things we want to see changed. Arab Spring, I think, voiced out the main frustrations: unemployment, political participation, freedom of speech. We want a lot of things to change, but it has to be a collaborative effort between government, public, private sector, and NGOs. And I think this is the best way to go through this big challenge that we have ahead of us. And as the Al-Waleed Foundation, which we're both very passionate about. We work very closely with government entities, with civil society. We try to network and bring them together to create better environment for this generation and the generations to come.
For the empowerment of women, what does Saudi Arabia have to do?
A lot of things, but in my own perspective, I can't speak on behalf of the government or what the government should do. I can speak about us women and what we want to happen. And it only can happen through us. I think that
through women
gather
making
together,
the case for their own individuality and their own universal
and through democratic ways. And I think that there is a certain lobby in Saudi Arabia for Saudi women right now. They're trying to get together women leaders, women lawyers together. You'll see women doctors together. They're creating a certain lobby to voice out their voices out there. And the decisions of the king to have women vote in municipal elections and have members of the Shura didn't come out of nowhere. There was a movement from Saudi women called Baladi, and they all gathered in front of municipal elections saying we will have to vote. There's nothing against in the law that says we can't vote. And because of that movement, because of that gathering of women, we saw the ripple effect, which was the decisions to have women vote. So women are gaining their rights themselves, and I would love to see them gather more, voice out their concerns more, and just continue through the challenge.
Okay, what about in customs such as how much of you covering your head?
Veil.
Veil. What about traditions like women driving? Where are you on those issues?
Okay. Now, with the veil, it's a choice. You know, veiled women are definitely respected, and women who are not veiled are not less Muslims. We're all Muslims, we all pray, we all believe in our religion, and at the end of the day, God is the one who makes the judgment. Nobody is allowed to judge anyone. That's number one. I'm not against the veil. I support it fully, and I don't think women who are veiled, who I know, are against me. It's not a matter of who's against who. It's a matter of believing what we do.
But you want to leave that choice to women.
Exactly. It's our choice at the end of the day. It's not the choice of, you know, with your faith, it's your own choices. And God will judge you based on your choices. And no, it's not what someone will dictate on you to do. That's number one. Number two, when it comes to women driving, I don't think it's a tradition. Women used to ride horses, camels, even women used to drive when cars first came. I think it was introduced to us in a taboo way by closed-minded mindsets, and in my opinion, it's going to go away gradually, but women have to voice out their concerns. They have to. They have to gather as a certain mass, and through being together, it'll be stronger than just one person voicing out her opinion.
I'm told that if you were at some places in the desert, you can see you driving a Jeep. Is that right? Yes.
Yes. I don't advise you to be with me in the car. I go through bumps very quickly. Sometimes I drive him.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
You're a chauffeur? Okay.
He's a better driver than me.
Yeah. You're proud of her? Yes?
Very proud of her doing a good job to advance the cause of Saudi women and Saudi Arabia in general, yes.
And Saudi Arabia would be a better place if women had a more participatory place in the government and in society and in the culture.
Any society that has 50% of its population idle cannot advance. Yeah. No way. No way. And ladies are not better than men, but they're not worse. They're equal.
Yes. There has been some controversy in the family, though, has there not? I mean, I've seen statements of people speaking out. Yes?
Sure. I mean, not everybody...
Close members of the family.
Sure. Not everybody is for what the Princess Ameerah is doing.
Yes.
But if you believe in something, we will do it all the way. We will not stop and succumb to any threat.
And what is all the way for you?
You know, I don't know, because for me it's a journey. There's no
there's no end point.
There's no end point. It's a journey. It's a challenge. I don't think of it as a struggle. I think all women face these challenges. I've met the wives of the ambassadors of Saudi. I met wives from 15 countries, and we sat together, and we all share the same challenges. We all share the same struggles as women, but at the same time, we are championing our cause, and we're talking ourselves. We don't want anyone to talk on our behalf. And it's very hypocritical for men to gather and talk about women, in my opinion, because you really don't know what it feels like until you live it, and you can't live it if you're not a woman. And
both of us agree with that.
And for us, we're trying to make change. For example, at the foundation, we have our Women Leaders program, which falls under Women Empowerment Initiative, where we gather women leaders, women doctors, women professors from different fields, and highlight them in the media and create them as role models for other young leaders who are rising in the society, which doesn't exist in Saudi Arabia. Nobody knows the success story of Dr. Fatin Khurshid, who's trying to discover some cures for some cancers. Nobody knows the story of Nadia Bakhurji, who's the Secretary General of the Alwaleed Foundation, who's one of the first engineers in Saudi Arabia. So it's to highlight the stories of these women in the media and to create them as role models. That's one program we're doing. And of course, we're here, and tomorrow we're going to go to Boston for the Centers meeting,
right,
which we're very excited for, which falls under our global cultural dialogue, interfaith dialogue program, and all these 6 centers that are in great universities: Harvard, Georgetown, American University in Beirut, and the American University of...
There's also this, with respect to you, you gave a significant contribution to the Louvre to establish an Islamic art wing. You've given a significant contribution to Harvard and Georgetown. There's also, Islamic art seems to be getting a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Speak to that, both of you.
We are trying to, after 9/11, clearly there was a big wound between West and East, Islam, Christianity, and more specifically Saudi Arabia and United States. So there's a burden on not only the government, but also private sector and NGOs to try to bridge the gap as much as we can. So we have decided, as my foundation, Alwaleed Bin Talal Foundation, to work under the world of academia. We established Islamic centers in Georgetown and Harvard, one of them by Islamic Christian Center, and 2 centers in Edinburgh and Cambridge. And we also established centers in AU, American University in Beirut, American University in Cairo, to speak and teach the American system. And now we're putting them all together in a unified manner to try to have a unified voice all together. So we have taken the world of academia to advance our cause of bridging the gap between societies and communities and religions.
And Islamic arts are very important. I think arts are a beautiful way to send a different message. I think Islam is an amazing religion, very peaceful, very loving. Unfortunately, there's been this stigma that has been going on in the West about Islam. And I think arts are the ways or the means to create another message, that Islam really brings a spirit of love and care and passion for peace in the world. And that's what the Islamic Arts Hall in the Louvre is doing. They're bringing amazing pieces from Islam history, putting them there for millions of people to see, and I think it's going to change some mindsets.
You have said, quote, I've been a common girl most of my life, and my mother, my aunties go through what every ordinary Saudi women go through, you said. You also said, I married a prince, but I haven't changed.
Yeah.
But you have gained more and more voice and more sense of mission, it seems.
Yes, and I think it's because of the doors that were open to me, the network that was created, that taught me a lot of things. I mean, just sitting with politicians, people from philanthropy, understanding their stories and journeys, and sitting with simple people and understanding their own struggles and their own aspirations. I think I gained a lot from it as an experience, but as a person, as a character, and the things I believe in haven't changed.
Thank you for coming. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so much. It was a
Thank
pleasure
you.
meeting you.
Thank you very much.
Anytime.
Good to have you here.